Hi, this is Bert Burger, and now I'm going to talk you through some of our key features in our Style Model SUP. So the Style is really based around a traditional longboard. So what we try to do with this board was we wanted to give a longboard feel to a SUP. And so the type of rider that's going to enjoy this board will be someone who's looking for that traditional longboard feel. So what we have is we have a lot of area up front and a fairly parallel front end. And so similar to our longboards in Surfboards, this straighter section of outline really helps it to hold a line. Plenty of area so someone can perch themselves up on the nose. And then as we come down into the back end, it pulls in quite tight and we have a very pronounced tail flip or tail kick. And so the idea with this board is that as someone steps onto the tail, they literally burn off speed and set themselves up for a nose ride. And so you stomp on the tail, you wash off the speed, you pull the board up, and then you can walk forward, up, hang 5, hang 10. So that combination of pulled in tail and rocker with the straighter front end and area gives it a nice longboard feel. Now, one thing that a lot of people have said about this board, it's quite narrow. This one is 10 foot by 29. Now, we didn't want to go too wide because the idea is that we do try and keep it nice and straight so it does hold that nice line. But it's very, very thin. This board is like under 4 inches thick and it has a very thin rail. So everybody says they're amazed by how stable this board is to paddle. And again, that is because the rail is so low that when you're paddling at low speeds, the rail is literally submerged. So when you've got a big fat rail, the board will sit up on top of the water more. It can get a little bit corky, especially when you're in the chop. So with this board, with the rail sitting underwater, it means that to tip and to feel unstable, it has to lift that water off the rail first. So it kind of keeps it locked in at low speeds and paddling speeds. The board in general has quite a tucked under edge, right the way back into the tail. So like our performance SUPs, they have flatter tail rockers, harder edges, or I say performance SUPs, like our smaller wave performance SUPs. So the idea with this board is we want to make it just hold the face and hang back with the curl. The idea being that when the wave is spilling over the tail of the board, it's going to hold the back end down so someone can nose ride it. This particular board comes as a 2+1. It's not really a performance board in the sense that it's not really designed to throw around and surf. This one's really more designed for the longboarding style. So we've pretty much just dedicated the 2+1 fin setup. That center fin sitting a little deeper in the water, again, that will add to the stability. So when you walk it, it's a lot more stable because that fin sits in the water and it has more resistance on the tip of the fin, keeping the board straighter, holding a more direct line. What we've got with this board is we have this noticeable kick, which I discussed earlier, and then the front end is really flat. So any surfing done on the front 2/3 of the board, and the board is really going to carry and hold speed and playing really nicely. Then when you step back onto the tail, you're stepping onto this tail kick and this narrower section of outline, which means you can hit the brakes, stall, get closer to the curl, and then literally just as that curl runs up onto the tail of the board, that's when you want to step it forward and kind of hang there and ride out of the section on the nose. All right, so in summary, the Style is pretty much, well, a longboard feeling SUP. It's not a squirty performance board. It's set up to nose ride, hang back with the curl. It's kind of designed to wash off speed. So ultimately for longboarders out there who want to take up supping and they want that traditional longboard feel, then it's the Style all the way.